What's up YouTube? Arkabu here. Today let's talk about micro SD cards. The micro SD card is very important to a retro handheld because it provides more storage for ROMs and system files. Now, sometimes it could be a mandatory accessory or it could be optional. And what I mean by that is if you were to pick up a Linux-based model retro handheld, you would need the SD card to host the OS and the ROM files. Now, if you bought an Android, they usually have the built-in hard drive for the OS. So really, the SD card just expands the storage for more ROMs. And with more ROMs, it just means more gaming. With more gaming means more fun. But either way, we're going to talk about it today. In the market, there's a lot of SD cards. Now, different brands, different sizes, different speed. So what to really pick from that to give you best value? So let's look at brand here. You got SanDisk, you got Patriot, you got LexArt, you got Samsung, Team Group, Kingston, Kyosha. And these are just the more well-known brand because of their reliability and performance. Next, we're going to talk about the size. You got your 64, 128, the 256, the 512, the 1 terabyte, and even recently released into the market, 2 terabyte. That's a lot of gaming space for your collections. Now in here, you might be wondering, what about the 16 and 32? Now, those are still active on the market, but they're not that high in supply. So they're not very cost effective when you're looking to buy them on through Amazon or through other vendors. But this doesn't mean we could shy away from it. If you have some laying around in your workplace, the basement, friends and families, feel free to use them because that's one way to reduce the e-waste, which is always a good thing. Next thing I want to point out is the read and write speed of these cards. They're denoted with A1 and A2. A1 is on the slower side and A2 is on the faster side. Now, A1 might impact your gaming performance loading from the card itself. So I would recommend always going for the A2. And I've been buying all A2 for myself as well. Now, the other thing I want to talk about is now we talked about the brand, the size, and the spec. So you got three kind of mix for a configuration. Which one is the main driver? And I would say size does matter. The larger the size, the more for the gaming content. But let's not fall into the trap. Too big of a collection, you will fall into doom scrolling for the games. You take more time scrolling through your collection instead of playing the collection. So don't fall for that trap. So we don't always have to buy the largest one or buy the smallest one. What we need to buy is best value. And how you determine best value is ask yourself one question. What games are we going to play? What collection are we going to play? And that will dictate what size will give you the best. So let's go through here. If you want to stay in the 8-bit era, the 16, 64, the PS, Dreamcast, then a 64 and 128 will do wonders for you. But if you want to play those newer gen retro, then we have to up the card to the at least 256, the 512, the 1 terabyte, and even 2 terabyte. And this will include your PS2, your GameCube, Secret Console, Wii U. And if we're going to do ports as well, this will help you as well. Now, this is like if you know what you want for your gaming collection. What happens if you don't know and you're really in the dark? I mean, you just bought a retro handheld and you really don't know where the focus is. I would recommend getting the 256 and 512 as these size are really the jack of all trades. It'll give you a little mix of the 8-bit, 16, and also the newer gen retro. So that is a very good sweet spot to pick. Now, if over the years you have picked up many devices due to form factor, so a vertical one, a horizontal, or a clamshell, now your collection has kind of been distributed, right? Each of these systems will only have three, 2 to 3, or a little bit more. Now, you don't need that large of a card. I would recommend the 128 to 256. This will give you plenty of storage for those ROMs. So that's really it. That's how you choose a micro SD card that give you best value for your dollar. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Same place, same time.